Class of 2023, guests and colleagues, my name is Katie Jackson, and on behalf of the University of York and the alumni community, I am delighted to welcome you to your conferment and celebration ceremony. I have a few announcements to make before we begin so that you can relax and enjoy the ceremony. Class of 23, an easy job to start with. Please can you check that your seat number matches the number on your ticket. This is because you'll be called to the stage in this order. So if you discover these do not match, our team of stewards can help you locate the correct seat. At the appropriate time, you'll be invited by the stewards to stand and make your way to the foot of the stairs, ready to head up the stairs and across the stage. It's all very straightforward, I promise. There are two key things to note which make for a seamless ceremony. First, as soon as the person ahead of you begins to cross the stage, please make sure you make your way up the stairs. Please don't wait until they have crossed the stage before you reach the top of the stairs. And second, when your name is announced, please walk to the centre of the stage and either raise or doff your cap rather than shake hands with the Vice-Chancellor. Please do pause for a moment at the spot marked X in the centre of the stage for that all-important photo opportunity. Your parchment certificates will be available for collection from the Student Hub from Monday 24th until Monday 31st of July. If your certificate is uncollected, we will post it to the home address we have on record. So please ensure your home address information on eVision is up to date. Your digital certificates will be made available to you through your digital hub. For the students whose awards have been delayed by the marking and assessment boycott, we will let you know how to obtain your certificates when we communicate your final outcome. Everyone from the class of 2023 is welcome to have photographs taken by our official photographers in the photography studio in the Spring Lane building. At the end of the ceremony, the class of 23 are asked to process out of the hall directed by the stewards. Family and friends, the stewards will show you to the exits once the class of 23 have left the hall. If the fire alarm should sound at any point, please remain in your seats. Instructions will be given and we will escort you to the nearest exit. When students graduate, they become alumni of the University of York. As an alum, you will join an international community of over 160,000 York alumni in over 180 countries. The university's Alumni Association is a vibrant and active global network which offers services and opportunities that are designed to help graduates make connections with alumni across the world to support their career development and provide lifelong learning. York is for life, and we will be there for you every step of the way, particularly as you embark on this important next chapter. You will shortly receive an email giving further details of the ways in which you can remain supported, connected and active in this community of one of the world's greatest universities. Do please follow our alumni social media channels on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and check out the alumni pages on the university website to keep in touch and learn more about life when you become a York graduate. As you get your first job or take up further study or training, please remember to keep in touch with what you're doing. Understanding the career paths that you take will help us provide the right support for current students and make sure we continue to offer you relevant information and opportunities. And please remember to join us for your celebratory reception following the ceremony in the Exhibition Centre. You'll be able to celebrate your achievement with a complimentary glass of fizz and a selection of refreshments. Finally, can I please ask you to now mute your mobile phones, and if you are comfortably able, please now stand.
Please be seated. And welcome to the University of York. My name is Charlie Jeffrey and I'm the Vice-Chancellor of the University. It's a delight to welcome you here today. Occasions like this are perhaps the most special part of my job. We're here to celebrate the collective and individual achievements of you, the class of 2023. We're here to mark the creativity, the energy, the passion, and the sheer hard work that you've put into your studies. But we're also here to mark a moment of transition with all the anticipation that comes as you move into the next phase of your lives. As we celebrate your achievements and recognise this moment of transition, I can only say how proud we all are of you at this university. I also want to acknowledge the disruptions that many of you have faced over the course of your study, some in recent weeks. Really sorry that you've had to face that along with so many other difficulties in the last few years. But today we have the opportunity to stand back and reflect on our students' achievements, both within and outside the classroom during their time with us at the university. And as we do so, we're delighted that so many family members and friends can be with you today to witness this ceremony and to join in our celebration. Some of you will be local to York, some will have come from elsewhere in the UK, and others still will have travelled to us from many different countries around the world. You're all very welcome. And we know also that some who are special to our class of 2023 can't be present today, but we hope nonetheless that many of them will be able to celebrate at distance via the webcast of this ceremony. And wherever you are, here or online, don't hold back. Celebrations like this require lots of noise. Applause, cheers, whoops, hollers, whatever you like really, but anything to express congratulation and joy. I'm told that some of the students and supporters in an earlier ceremony today were especially noisy. Can I give you that as a challenge to students and supporters? Can you best that? And with that challenge, I now declare this congregation open for the conferment and celebration of awards.
Professor James Moyer will present the class of 2023 on behalf of the Department of Biology.
With the help of my special assistant. Vice-Chancellor and President, I have the honour and privilege to present the following candidates who have pursued the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Adapting to the Challenges of a Changing Environment. For research in speciation in extremophile soda lake fishes, Michael Lawson. For pursuing the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biology, for research in structure and function of GLUT4's glycan, Elizabeth Courthold. For research in Galderia genomics, Life Finds a Way, Jessica Mary Downing. For research in phenotypic diversity of Ralstonia solanacearum, Evelyn Farnham. For research in the role of calcium transporters in green algae, Tse Kum Kwok. For research in exploring cancer transcriptomes with long-read sequencing, Joshua Lee. For research in population genetics of woodland specialist ants, Josie Monaghan. For research in effects of microbial community on denitrification, Claire Moulton-Brown. For research in regulation of cell surface membrane proteins, Catherine Payne. For research in converting lignocellulosic waste into insect feed, Alexander Setchfield. For pursuing the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Science, for research in analysis of aberrant CIS1 functions in cancer, Gabrielle Turvey. For pursuing the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanistic Biology, for research in genetics and virulence of EFB disease in honeybees, Nicola Burns. For research in elucidating the function of JAS6 plant immunity, James Forsyth. For research in the biochemical activity of PRMTs in leishmania, Edward Ney. For research in investigating the role of ZAC beta in zebrafish, Alexander Russell. For research in the effects of plasma on the gram-negative envelope, Alexander James Scott. For research in bacterial sporulation using advanced microscopy, Sonam Sidhu. For research in investigating the role of ZAC in skeletal muscle, Amy Stonage. For research in the role of MALAT1 in CD4 T cells, Katie West. For pursuing the degree of Master of Science by Research in Biology, Robbie Allen. Amy Cook. Bryce Driley. Louisa Grimble. Alexander Hogg. Joseph Vaughan. Peter Shue. For pursuing the degree of Master of Science by Research in Biomedical Science, Joe Parr. For pursuing the degree of Master of Biology in Biology, Megan Amir Begg. Alice Austin Lee. Chloe Barnard. Caroline Barr. Janika Bates. Benjamin Blackledge. William Bolton. Alexis Maria Casas. Kate Chapman. Amelia Cross. James Cundy. Peter Danks. Julia Davison. Liam Foskett. Laura Gurman. George Hatton. Joseph Hopkins. Matthew Jenkinson. Natalia Kabala. Declan Law. Ben Musgrove. Liam O'Donoghue. Anna Parkhouse. Rusa Patrick. Lucas Peters Murphy. Maisie Roberts. Calvin Robinson. Tobias Shaw McGrath. Eleanor Skeets. Sarah Stevens. Lucy Stewart. Ethan Watts. May Wells. Casper Wilczek. For the degree of Master of Biology in Biology with a year in Industry, Liam Cocker. For the degree of Master of Biology in Biotechnology and Microbiology, Sebastian Grant. Matthew Holmes. Fernando Vasquez Lopez. For the degree of Master of Biology in Ecology, Tabitha Bishop. Tia Lawrence. For the degree of Master of Biology and Genetics, Rhys Dempsey. James Greaves. For the degree of Master of Biology and Genetics with a year in industry, Chloe Grieve. For the degree of Master of Biology in Molecular Cell Biology, Maxwell Brown. Samuel Elberfeld. And Garrett Gatenby. Natasha Hopkins. And Millie O'Neill. For the degree of Master of Biomedical Science in Biomedical Science, Jamie Brewster. Dulcie Carr. Austin Cooper. Leo Cooper. Amy Easton. Lily Elderton. Ellie Emberson. Kieran Flack. Just Grumulatite. Bertha Napoleon. Arthur Pickering. Nur Alia Rapai. Joseph Faust. Luna Walravans. Alicia Zappa. For the degree of Master of Biomedical Sciences in Biomedical Sciences with a year in industry, Eleanor Pearson. For the degree of Master of Biochemistry in Biochemistry, Charlie Campbell. Rowan Casey. Dominic Chaplin. Zoe Clarkson. Lauren Colburn. Zara Davies. Alex Fuller. Daniel Game. Thomas Grimes. Joshua Hattersley. Krishna Mysooria. Joseph Mapletoft. Ellie Ponting. And Lucy Schofield.
Our student ensemble, E-Anomy, will perform What a Wonderful World, arranged by Peter Hicks.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom, and I think to myself, what a wonderful The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people walking by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, "How do you do?" They're really saying, "I love you." I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. I learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah.
Vice-Chancellor, for the pursuit of the degree of Master of Biochemistry in Biochemistry, Tivian Sivakumar. Kirsty Ward. Matthew Ward. For the pursuit of the degree of Master of Biochemistry in Biochemistry with a year in Europe, Eleanor Young. For the degree of Master of Biochemistry in Biochemistry with a year in Industry, Chelsea Dack. Lawrence Hughes. Elodie Wells. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Thomas Banks. Riley Bell. Charlotte Bradley. Jamie Brown. Lucy Burns. Gus Louis Farndon. Elle Forsdick. Ellie Harrington. Marcus Hobson. Ellie Ledwell. Nathan Lefeck. Charlotte Mason. Hannah McNichol. Lizzie Mosley. Isaac Onock. Heidi Pearson. Edward Phelan. Eve Roby. Gemma Rowbottom. Oliver Smith. Eleanor Storr. Isabel Sutherland. Callum Watson. Jesse Zenga. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry with a year in Europe, William Thomas. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry with a year in Industry, Vitute Yergale Vichute. Isabella Paul. Johan Rott. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry with a placement year, Becky Ward. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biology, Sophie Apdale. Leo Aston. Sarah Bebbington. Sarah Becker. Alexander Beavis. Rose Brooks Park. Freya Broscombe. Heather Brown. Oliver Kay. Samuel Clark. Matthew Cooper. Jemima Cray. Pasquale Cross. Bailey Crouch-Witt. Joseph Kerwin. Anna Darling. Ruth Eldershaw. Lauren Elliott. Fraser Ellsworth. Anya Farthing. Lara Hanson. Hebe Harvey. Al-Validi Kuntran. Sammy Lambert. Lara Landells. Sophie Leslie. Amy MacDonald. Sandra Manoj. Ashley Martin. Charlotte Matthews. Josie Merry. M. Morris. Isabel Moss. Mikkel Pekala. Jamie Richards. Heloise Roche. Hilary Rowlands. Samuel Rowley. Constance Sands. Emily Savage. Jenna Scott. Sodalis Saray. Daniel Smeaton. Ella Rose Steele. Hannah Suthers. Thomas Tanswell. Shannon Timms. Victoria Ude. Georgia Vibbett. Arnell Junior Villamin. Francis Wade. Bethany Warburton. Charlotte Waugh. Isabella West. Angel Yu. Ji Sing Zhu. Teofil Zuba. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biology with a year in Europe, Isabel Duggan. Jessica Shortman. Hannah Smith. Franklin Whiteman. Grace Williams. Millie Wilson. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biology with a year in Industry, Tara Best. Ewan Ralph Brennan. Gemma Edney. Herbie Garland. Holly Hunter. Nakibul Khan. Georgina Lee. And Samuel Mackenzie.
We now have a video to play of a reading of a poem by Emily Thorington, who is a Master of Arts in Poetry and Poetics student here at York. For our 60th anniversary, Emily has written some reflections about our University for Public Good. Our thanks go to Emily, and we hope it reminds you about everything that is so special about York. Enjoy.
On our campus winding, with willows vibrantly green, listening through the seasons for spring, we are building relationships between sports and eating at Greg's Place, between Heslington Hall and as we spotted Longboy by the lake. We are embarking on wisdom, enriching our earth through innovative ideas and teamwork, connecting at the University of York for the public good. From friendliness and excellence in faculty, through undergraduate and postgraduate studies, we are problem solving, gears turning, ears learning. We are yearning to know, to be known, to be better citizens of the places we call home. Learning for the public good. We are multidisciplinary, diverse in abilities, ages, nationalities, bringing passion and purpose to our conversations, collaborations in the arts and sciences, maths and psychology, humanities, sociology, engineering, public policy, collaborating for the public good. Working in unity, students and faculty, bus drivers, food servers and maintenance team, chaplains, librarians, and security. Our perspectives and nationalities strengthen us. Our abilities together, beautiful and robust. Teamwork for the public good. Wisdom cries aloud in the streets, and our ideas rise from our seats. Our research pools from the lake, outside of campus through the city gates. Our ideas create businesses, help hospitals, name festivals, innovating for the public good. University of York students, staff, and faculty, in this 60th year of our university, let us remember to relish the adventure of learning each day, to cherish each other's invaluable worth, to care for our inherited earth, sharing our learning throughout the world from our University of York for the public good.
Vice-Chancellor, for pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biology with a year in industry, Rebecca Mayle. Olivia Smith. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biology with placement year, Jess Catley. Annabelle Davies. Maria Constantinou. Nick Mortimer Cook. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Sciences, Hayley Barker. Jessica Bird. Matthias Boivert. Arabella Cheetham. Karina Kostia. Maria Angel Gonzalez Peña. Lauren Holmes. Charlotte Hopkins. Panna Kalitska. Taliana Canude. Yusaku Kumeya. Casper Larsen. Chloe Legg. Lauren Layton. Emma Lindsay. Sophia Macachas Palmar. Chloe Mallet. Eva Mia Denova. Amish N. Harvey Nolan. Shimran Patel. Carlotta Patry. Celine Peng. Alice Poor. Neil Radia. Morgan Rowbottom. Emma Sharp. Shannon Spence. Megan Stoddart. Lauren Taylor. Chunya Wang. Lauren Wilson. Angel Zhang. Elizabeth Moore. Emma Noon. Karina Oka Riddy. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Science with a year in industry, Annabelle Bennett. Lauren Benyon. Gina Constable. Louisa Janice Kamayaya. Alejandra Restoy Vasquez. Naomi Wilson. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Sciences with a placement year, Caitlin Convey. Anya Day. Oliver Dello. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biotechnology and Microbiology, Ezra Porter. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Ecology with a year in industry, Emma Baker. Martha Eleanor May Haywood. Olivia Anthony Ozateo. Maya Heath. Megan Phillips. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Genetics with a year in industry, Thomas Kazakonis. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Molecular Cell Biology, Ellie Ashbridge. Nicole May Blacknell. Robert McConnell. Pippa Thomas. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Molecular Cell Biology with a year in industry, Katie Davies. Katarzyna Derczynska. Katerina Shiranova. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Science, Jacob Hansen. Faye Cruz Lockwood. And Jasmine Ross.
Dr. Catherine Selby will present the class of 2023 on behalf of the Department of Natural Sciences.
Vice-Chancellor and President, I have the honour to present the following candidates who have pursued the degree of Master of Sciences in Natural Sciences, specialising in biology. Sophie Brandon. For pursuing the degree of Master of Science in Natural Sciences, specialising in biophysical science. Daisy Calder. Lewis Frame. Jasmine Ragg. For pursuing the degree of Master of Science in Natural Sciences, specialising in chemistry, Evie Gladland Bennett. Freya Hoddle. Lindsay Ives. James Clapham. Jamie Stapleton. Alexander Zala. For pursuing the degree of Master of Science in Natural Sciences, specialising in chemistry with a year in industry, Elizabeth Bailey. Joshua Frampton. Oliver Johnson. Emily Jonas. Bowen Millen. For pursuing the degree of Master of Science in Natural Sciences, specialising in environment, Patrick Shorrocks. Drew Longmore. Langman, sorry. For pursuing the degree of Master of Science in Natural Sciences, specialising in mathematical bioscience with a year abroad, Anise Bowen. For pursuing the degree of Master of Science in Natural Sciences, specialising in mathematics, Michael Alport. Rosemary Lewis. Matthew Sullivan. For pursuing the degree of Master of Science in Natural Sciences, specialising in neuroscience, Marika Berg. Mary Friend. Alfie Reed Fulcher. Anita Song. For pursuing the degree of Master of Science in Natural Sciences, specialising in physics, Harry Banbrick. Tanya Gadazovich. Thomas Marshall. Anna Rinkert. Jacob Towers. David Ward. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Science in Natural Sciences, specialising in biology, Curtis Lloyd Bendelow. Rosie Gainsford. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Science in Natural Sciences, specialising in biophysical science, Lucy Newman. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Science in Natural Sciences, specialising in nanoscience, Emma Merriweather. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Science in Natural Sciences, specialising in neuroscience, Daniel Chan. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Science in Natural Sciences, specialising in physics, Neil Rhodes. For pursuing the degree of Bachelor of Science in Natural Sciences, specialising in physics with placement year, Daniel Calland.
It is my enormous pleasure to introduce Eleanor Pearson, our student orator who will speak on behalf of the class of 2023. Our student orators have been invited to speak in recognition of their hard work on behalf of the student community and commitment to their studies. Our speakers have both pursued the most enriching experience they could during their time at York, as well as giving back to their community. On behalf of the class of 2023, I give you Eleanor Pearson.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome, once again, all our distinguished guests, professors and other staff members, family, friends, and of course, the graduating cohort of which I'm delighted to be a part. I'm honoured and humbled to have the opportunity to speak here with you all today and give a little something back to this incredible university that has given me so many opportunities and has, without a doubt, helped shape me into the person standing here now. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Eleanor, and today marks the end of my time here at York studying biomedical sciences. I've been thinking a lot about success lately, perhaps for obvious reasons. All of us here have something in common, a shared success to celebrate. Graduation is often considered a key success to tick off the list of lifetime achievements, but I believe it's important to examine what we actually define as success. This will, understandably, differ and can indeed change depending on your situation. I've been lucky enough to study at York for 5 years, encompassing my year in industry and integrated master's programs. And throughout that, my successes have changed significantly, from the classic fresher perfectionism to later in the pandemic when my day became successful if I went outside, and more recently, the completion of my final lab project. My time at York has touched all aspects of my life, from finding incredible friends in societies to helping hone my academic interests. I'd like to thank my course mates for, as strange as it sounds, being interested in things I'm not. Interacting with you all, I was constantly reminded of the countless fields outside my specific interest niche. It can sometimes be difficult to remember that any breakthrough, however far from yourself, should still be celebrated. This is true also of the friendships I've made outside of biology, with friends studying subjects that I have limited understanding of. But of course, I celebrated with them every high grade and commiserated every low one, because while their successes were different to mine, they were successes nonetheless. Graduating is both an incredibly validating and daunting endpoint. Everyone will have their own expectations of what we should be doing next, and it can be hard if your goals don't align with those of others. There are those of us off to do the typical things, further study, getting a job, but I like now to also celebrate those with a different path in mind, especially those leaving sciences behind altogether. Studying at York gives us all a fantastic foundation to take whatever future steps we wish, and it's been a pleasure getting to know as many of you as I do, hearing about your plans and goals, and I wish you all nothing but your own successes. But as we step out to shape our future, I hope we're all able to keep sight of how far we have travelled without comparison to others, and be proud of how short our footing has become on our own paths, however uneven they might have been. This, I think, is the core message I wish to leave you with today. Each of us will, across our lives, face different hardships, make different choices, and whatever struggles and successes those paths throw at us, they should all still be celebrated. Achieving a PhD, starting a business, overcoming mental health struggles, successes are your own, and I personally can't wait to see what everyone here does next. And so, before I take up too much more of your valuable time, I would like to congratulate my cohort once again. Even though our degrees are complete, the sense of community, the friendships, and the memories gained here will stay with us forever. And come what may, we will always be proud alumni of the University of York. So let's take today to celebrate this success of graduating together. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those powerful words, Eleanor. Students, guests, and colleagues, this speech will conclude today's ceremony. Spoiler alert, it's going to require some more applause and cheers and hoops and hollers from time to time. I did hear some quite extraordinary noises in the first parts of the programme, some whistles and cheers of significant volume. Just be ready for some more, please. Before we get to that, let me first stand back and reflect a little on this university, this place of learning through which our students have journeyed. Now, I'm probably a bit biased, but I think York is really special. less than 60 years old, one of the UK's best universities, but also one of the most distinctive. Now, where does that quality and distinctiveness come from? Let me tackle that question under 3 headings. The first is curiosity. We are not satisfied just with what we already know. We want to explain things we don't yet have the knowledge to explain. And that curiosity drives the discovery of the knowledge that we need. For a little insight in this, I'm going to look back at some news stories on our website over the last few weeks. This is just a selection. We launched a new centre for blood research, which works to improve patient outcomes for those suffering from blood cancers, and to find not just more effective treatments, but kinder treatments. A group of colleagues has designed new educational tools which add 3 months of additional progress to the math skills of young children. Our archaeologists have used 3D scanning techniques to look at embalmed bodies and understand Roman burial practices. We're setting up a new facility in nearby Wakefield to develop the next generation of production technologies in the UK's film, TV and performing arts industries. We've won a £12 million research project to speed up the development of fusion as a safe, clean and abundant source of energy. There's a £6 million project using plants to capture carbon in soil and in crop-based products. And there's work which will reduce or even eliminate neglected tropical diseases in southern and eastern Africa, and much, much more. And one of my colleagues calls this the power of asking why. We have a restless curiosity. We always want to know more. We always pose the question, why? My second heading is about values, or you might say the purposes to which all that curiosity, that power of why, is put. This university was built back in the 1960s on distinctive values which have stood the test of time and continue to guide us today. Let me recall some of the phrases in our founding documents. According to the minutes of the group that campaigned to establish the university, we were to conduct studies that, I quote, contribute to the amelioration of human life and conditions. That's a powerful sense of purpose. This university was to be no ivory tower. Our task was and is to bring positive impact to our society. And we were to do all of that regardless of class, creed, or race. Regardless of class, creed, or race. Now, I guess these days some might dismiss that kind of language as the woke virtue signalling typical of Generation Z. Well, I have to disappoint them. That was our first Vice-Chancellor back in the mid-1960s, channeling the US civil rights campaigner Martin Luther King. His concern was that social background should limit neither access to higher education, nor indeed our curiosity, because bringing people together from diverse backgrounds means we won't all ask the same questions. It means we will challenge ourselves to ask new ones. And then there was the Archbishop of York back in 1963 who challenged our first cohort of students to be citizens not only of York, not only of England or Great Britain, not only of Europe, but the world. As citizens of the world, they would avoid, I quote, insularity of outlook. They would have the humility to learn from others across national and cultural boundaries. So those are our values: social impact, equality, and humility. We summarize this today in a simple phrase, which you heard in that poem earlier on. The University of York exists for public good. And so to my third heading in reflecting on this university's quality after curiosity and values. And that third heading is you, our students. At York, we often speak about the need for bright minds like yours, and it's for good reason. Each new generation of students stands on the shoulders of those who went before, in that open-minded outlook, that eagerness to ask why, that willingness to understand and learn from others, and that commitment to making a difference. And in all of that, while you will have learned much from us, we've also learned massively from you. You don't just reflect, you also help to renew this university's curiosity and values. You too are a foundation of the university's quality. But what has impressed me alongside your success in your studies is how you also take those values beyond the classroom. Just a few examples of what this has led to over the last year. One is your work with the university to shape and improve your experience. In designing the cost of living support the university and the Students' Union have been able to provide in this most difficult of years. By working with the library to introduce facilities to support students with young children and a sensory room to support the needs, in particular, of autistic students. And the excellent work led by some of our international students to explore with their lecturers the challenges of learning in a second or a third language. A second thing to highlight are the 370 activities our Students' Union organises. From Aikido to yoga, via cheerleading, Gilbert and Sullivan, hedgehogs on campus, Mario Kart, and slam poetry, along with 75 sports and 19 volunteering groups. We're pretty confident this makes York, this makes you, the most socially active student community in the UK. And through all of this, we've seen, amongst many other things, our newly formed Ukraine Society, organising an event in the city to mark the anniversary of the Russian invasion. A student-led civic event promoting and sharing sanctuary and messages of peace, including extraordinarily moving testimony from Ukrainian students. There were our York Movember student ambassadors working largely through our sports clubs, raising over £37,000 for the prostate cancer charity Movember. And some of you may have been contestants or supporters at the York Lancaster Roses tournament we held a couple of months ago, the 57th in the series and the first we've been able to hold in York since 2019, with 150 events across 45 sports, a vibrant festival of student sport, supported by 220 student media volunteers running up to 10 simultaneous live streams with over 50,000 views on our student TV channel. What was also remarkable was how our students also used Roses as a platform to shine a light on sexual violence in sport, raising over £15,000 for the local charity Survive in the process. And I have, of course, we see him here, to mention Longboy. There he is. An implausibly tall campus duck, popularised by a student Instagram account which was actually launched in biology. I'm not sure if those involved are here today. But through that, in sort of curious viral ways, Longboy became a global sensation, featuring on the Late Late Show by James Corden in the US, and featured frequently here by Greg James on the Radio 1 breakfast show. So in March this year, we heard Longboy quacking on Radio 1. However, he sadly disappeared, and we suspect he is now deceased. But happily, he will live on, following an extraordinary drive by our students to crowdfund for a memorial on campus in his name, which we hope we will have ready in the next academic year. Now, for me, that mix in our students of academic achievement, obviously, but also fun, creativity, social responsibility, compassion, and love of very tall ducks marks out a very special group. In light of that, I invite my colleagues and all the family, friends, and supporters in this hall to give us that first round of cheers, whoops, and hollers to celebrate the brilliant achievements of you, the class of 2023. Wow, I wondered for a moment whether it was thundering outside there. And then our academics, represented by those you see up here and others in the hall, have something to do with those achievements of yours, channeling their curiosity to discover the knowledge that helps us better understand the challenges that face us all and to do something about them, to have impact on the environment, health, inequality, heritage, aging, creativity, new technologies, human rights, medical advances, and much, much more. They devise and deliver courses in all sorts of innovative ways on the basis of their expertise and their curiosity. And I'm always impressed by the passion with which they share that expertise with our students, the inspiration that they give to you. I'm always impressed also by the contribution of other staff at the university for what they do in ensuring things run smoothly, whether it's organising the library, looking after university finances, making sure graduation ceremonies run smoothly, running our sports facilities, managing our careers service, cleaning student bedrooms, and keeping our geese and ducks more or less under control. So let me call on you, our students, to join me in applauding our outstanding staff and all they've done to support you through your time here. And now a word about the family and friends supporting you in this hall today. I suspect they will have helped you from time to time during your period here at the university, with advice, with companionship, the occasional shoulder to cry on, laundry services, perhaps, and I'm sure some money will have sort of exchanged hands here and there. So students, in light of all of that, I'd like you to stand and turn to wherever your supporters are in the hall and give them a great big cheer. Thank you very much for that. Finally, I wish you all success and happiness for the future. And I hope you keep in touch. We want you to see York as your university for life, to remain part of what's a global network of thinkers and doers striving to make a difference, shaping our future, tackling the challenges we all face with that special York mix of the power of why, our distinctive values, and your bright minds. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. And with that, I declare this congregation closed. If you're comfortably able, please rise.